Hey, it's Imi. For the past 2 summers, I have basically been living out of a backpack, travelling for 2 months straight each time around Southeast Asia and Australia. It was absolutely incredible, but honestly, I would have been completely lost without my phone and a handful of incredible, life-saving, quite literally, apps that are perfect for any traveller. Today, I'm going to be breaking down the apps that I literally could not live without. So when it comes to itinerary planning, my top 2 tips is either to use TikTok and filter it so that you can see the videos that have been made most recently in the areas that you're going to, or to use Roamy. Roamy is an absolute game changer if you're a little bit like me and you get a little bit overwhelmed by planning. You basically just enter in your trip dates and where you're going to be, and it plans out a day-to-day itinerary for you for the entire trip. It takes the guesswork out of what you're going to do next, so you can just relax and enjoy the trip. And they've now introduced a feature where you can share your trips with your friends and you can join your plans together, which is great. Up next on the list, we have TripIt. Gone are the days of digging through 50 different emails for confirmation codes left, right and centre. This app keeps all of your travel documents, so your flight information, your hotel check-ins, your transfer information, everything, all in one single place. It's like having a little personal assistant in your pocket. Okay, so this one is a little bit less glamorous, but arguably the most important. This is Flush. It does one thing and does one thing perfectly. It finds public toilets nearby, and so when you're in a random city and nature calls, this app is a literal lifesaver. There has been one too many times when I've been in a country where I don't speak the language and I've used their bathroom, and then on exit I've had to buy something from the shop. So make sure you download this. So this one might be a little glaringly obvious, but we all know and love Google Translate. But here is the pro tip. Download the local language for wherever you're going. And so when you don't have signal, when you're in a remote village or a basement cafe or a rave, having that offline translation will save your bacon. So this is actually one of my favourite apps when I'm travelling. It just helps you find so much cheap accommodation, and it's a great way to mingle with people before you get to a new place. But it's actually a lot more than just that now. It's a little bit like WhatsApp, but for travellers, in the sense that you can properly chat to people staying in the same hostel or the same city before you even get there. Especially if you're solo travelling, this will make your life a whole lot easier. If you're the type of person who wants to travel for longer, for less, this is the perfect app for you. So Worldpackers is essentially an app where you work in exchange for accommodation. So I'm talking about things like helping out in a surf camp in Portugal, or gardening in an eco lodge, or even managing social media for a hostel in exchange for a free bed and some meals. This is the perfect app if you are a budget traveller. So in order to actually use all the other apps I've been talking about, you're going to need data for the phone. So when it comes to this, I use Airalo. It's an eSIM app, which I think is absolutely brilliant because it just cuts out hunting for a physical SIM when you get to a new country. So you just buy a data pack for the country that you're in, and then you activate it on your phone and you have instant internet. It is brilliant. And that cuts out also getting home and getting hit by a massive roaming bill. You can also refer your friends each time you get to a new country, and you get money added to your account. And if you go through Camp Leaders as your summer camp agency, you can use our 10% off code too. So last up on my list for your must-have apps is Stippl. So this is an amazing little app for tracking where you've been and where you're going to, and it creates a little visual map of your journey. And the best part is that it gives you personalised recommendations for accommodation and transport based on your specific routes. If you've used any of these apps, or if I've missed out your favourite, let me know in the comments. Happy travels!